Last time I made a silicone mold for a flange that fits in the front half of a round speaker enclosure and is where the actual speaker driver screws into the housing. And that worked out so well, I said that I would try to make a larger mold to form the whole front half of the speaker enclosure with the flange in one piece. And this is that mold. The silicone is a bit flexible. So to prevent it from flexing when I make the part, I'm wrapping it with a band of fiberglass. And this is really going to be, this will be a permanent part of the mold and will basically hold the silicone in place so that the parts made from it can be dimensionally accurate. And now I can trim the excess silicone that went under the buck.
Hello. Hi there. Oh, do tell. Wow. That came out with the fiberglass still intact around here. So, this circular shape won't distort into an oval, which would be bad when I want to add the other half sphere to it, because they wouldn't match all the way around. But I think with the fiberglass shell here, I can make a part that's dimensionally accurate with a mold that can handle this very narrow feature here at the edge. This little ridge here has been a problem with molding with fiberglass molds. So the silicone mold may work out better.
So this is a close-up of what the mold looks like, and this is what the buck looked like with that little ridge around the edge that was so hard to mold in fiberglass. I'm going to make a part in the mold now, and I don't want that to stick to the fiberglass band that I put around the outside of the silicone. So I've lined that area with painter's tape, and I'm painting gel coat into the mold now. And now that the gel coat is hard, and I can see that it's pulled away from the mold at the edges a little bit. And that's not good. It's not going to be dimensionally accurate. One of my viewers, Slap Happy, warned me that this might happen. And he actually suggested the solution to this problem before I even ran into it. So I am forever in your debt for sharing the valuable knowledge that you have learned of making fiberglass. And yeah, I really do wish we lived closer together, because we could have a lot of fun and figure out a lot of new techniques for fiberglass together. So the technique I'm using now is this resin was mixed for about 9 minutes, and the way I mix it and the temperature here, it sets up in maybe 10 or so. And once the gel coat is in, I'm immediately laying up fiberglass over the top of it and running the fiberglass over the edge of the mold to make a flange. And that should hold the gel coat and the fiberglass against the outside of the mold so it doesn't come away like that first piece did. I use a fan. These are very convex shapes, and I've found that the fiberglass doesn't always set up right. It sometimes causes alligatoring as the volatiles leak through and affect the coats of fiberglass underneath. So running a fan over it prevents that. And now I'm using wedges to demold the part. And after not that much struggle, the part comes out of the mold beautifully.
This is the real test. Did it work? Oh yeah. A nice tight fit, actually. It could not come out better. I think we have the method for precision fiberglass molding, including those impossible narrow thin features. Yeah, that's that's fucking perfect. Line it up with the holes. Yep. So that's it. This middle gets cut out. There's 4 indentations here that will be drilled through for the screws. And yeah, that's how that will go. In there like that. So nice.